Hello gamers, welcome to Game Recaps. In this video, I will explain the existence of Bonnie in the game Five Nights at Freddy's, security breach, which is questionable because the animatronic robot is not seen throughout the game. In fact, Bonnie is one of the important characters in this game series because Freddy, Bonnie, and also Chica are like best friends, and Bonnie is actually one of the most popular animatronics. It is undeniable that Bonnie's pictures can be seen in several corners of the Mega Pizzaplex. Even Bonnie has his own ride, namely the Bonnie Bowl. At the promotional event for the cartoon animation, the three main characters of Five Nights at Freddy's animatronics, namely Bonnie, Freddy, and Chica, were also shown. This indicates that Bonnie has most likely been at the Mega Pizzaplex, just like Freddy and the other animatronics, and has also appeared on the main stage with them. In addition, there is a small stage where Bonnie usually performs solo to entertain the children, but looks already covered with curtains. When Freddy and Gregory were there, Freddy said that he was never on that stage again, and that he really missed Bonnie, which implies that Bonnie might just disappear without any clarity.
I do not come up here anymore. I miss him.
Even Freddy, his best friend, doesn't know about the fate of Bonnie, who may have been missing for a long time. That's why Freddy misses him a lot. If we look a little behind the curtain, there really isn't anything there. Freddy may be an animatronic robot, but for some reason, the robot looks as if it has human feelings. Freddy could feel the sadness of losing his best friend, and also feel a deep longing for Bonnie, who had been missing for a long time. When Gregory and Freddy hid from Vanny's pursuit, at which time Freddy could not see Vanny, he told Gregory that there were no longer any animatronic robots that resembled rabbits, which means that there may have been a robot rabbit in the Mega Pizzaplex.
There is no rabbit at the Mega Pizzaplex. Not anymore.
Which was none other than his Bonnie. So, what is the fate of Bonnie in the Five Nights at Freddy's security breach game? Did Bonnie really just disappear, or is he actually still inside the Mega Pizzaplex and being locked up somewhere? Based on the information we got in Five Nights at Freddy's security breach's Fazwatch messages, it seems that Bonnie is starting to exhibit strange behavior and leaving his green space unexpectedly to wander around the Mega Pizzaplex. In detail, Bonnie left the room at 12:24 a.m., was then seen entering the arcade ride at 2:40 a.m., and was last seen entering the Monty Golf Course at 4:12 a.m. It was there that Bonnie's whereabouts were last known, and after that, he was declared missing. According to a security report Gregory finds on the Fazwatch, Bonnie was last seen in the Monty Golf area of the mall before being put out of commission, so fans have high suspicions that Monty may be responsible for Bonnie's disappearance. It is possible that Monty had destroyed Bonnie or locked him up somewhere that no one else could find, because as soon as Bonnie disappeared, Monty was immediately asked to replace him. The management was optimistic about Monty's popularity and had high hopes that Monty could become more popular than Bonnie. It could be that Bonnie's disappearance is part of Monty's plan to get rid of him because, as we all know, Monty is obsessed with being the main star. It even seems like Monty also wants to get rid of Freddy. After being officially appointed as Bonnie's replacement, Monty received adjustments to several parts of his body to properly carry out Bonnie's role. Monty's body now appears to have purple parts that are Bonnie's trademark. Another theory says that Bonnie was deliberately destroyed because he had a mind of his own, so that he could not be controlled by Glitchtrap or William Afton, like the other animatronics. Hence, he had to be destroyed to not interfere with Glitchtrap and Vanny's plans. This can be explained in the plot of FNAF Security Breach. When Vanessa threatens Freddy, she says that she will transfer Freddy's shell to another endoskeleton.
If you're part of this, you're scrap. Monty will run the shows until Parts and Service can slap your casing on a new endo.
And Monty will replace Freddy as the main character vocalist if he insists on continuing to disobey Vanessa or Mega Pizzaplex management. In a cartoon trailer, we can also see signs of Glitchtrap taking over the place. If you look closely, over time, the television screen will turn a little purplish, where the purple color is synonymous with the purple guy, which is nothing but his William Afton. Still, in the cartoon footage, we can see that Bonnie's picture is suddenly cut off. Then Monty's picture is seen. This indicates that Monty is the main cause of Bonnie's disappearance in Mega Pizzaplex. Indeed, there is no explanation for why Bonnie left his room and headed to his place. Was Bonnie consciously going there because he had something important to do or under someone's influence? As we know in True Ending, only Burntrap can control all the animatronics. If so, was Burntrap or Glitchtrap the real mastermind behind Bonnie's disappearance? Indeed, the loss of several animatronics from Mega Pizzaplex does not impact this magnificent entertainment venue's business because the management will act quickly to replace the animatronics to keep the business running smoothly. Just like when Freddy managed to get out of Mega Pizzaplex with Gregory. Mega Pizzaplex management then appointed Monty to replace Freddy's role, and added another animatronic named Mr. Hippo. So the show will continue. Okay, now we will continue with the summary of the discussion, and please note that all this discussion is only a theory in my opinion and maybe also for fans, and is not an official statement. First, Bonnie might somehow not be controlled by Glitchtrap, which would make it difficult for Vanny to carry out Glitchtrap or William Afton's evil plans, so Bonnie had to be destroyed. At the time, Bonnie and Monty could have been under Vanny's influence at the time Bonnie was deactivated, which not only explains his sudden strange behavior, but also suggests that Bonnie's disappearance could be linked to something more sinister. However, as we know, Vanny is not acting alone and is under the influence of William Afton, the main antagonist and founder of Fazbear Entertainment, who has taken the form of Glitchtrap. Maybe after Bonnie's body was destroyed, some parts of his body were put on Monty, especially his hands, so that Monty could play the guitar as well as Bonnie. That's why Bonnie can't be found anywhere, because his body has been completely destroyed. Upon closer inspection, Burntrap's endoskeleton appears to have some components of the Glam-Rock animatronic's endoskeleton. Although the two are not exactly the same, it is possible that Bonnie's endoskeleton was used to create or repair Burntrap's body, allowing William Afton to return to his physical form after manipulating Vanny as Glitchtrap virus. Because the details and clues are so sparse, it's difficult for us to put together a complete narrative of what really happened to Bonnie in the FNAF Security Breach game. However, based on some of the evidence found in the game, it is possible that Vanny purposely lures Bonnie to the Monty Golf area, or takes control of moving him there. After that, Vanny then uses Monty or staff bots to dismantle Bonnie and use some of his body parts to repair or build Burntrap. After Bonnie was removed, Monty then replaced him as guitarist with a set of claws that most likely belonged to Bonnie. The management of Mega Pizzaplex never brought Bonnie back to the stage after the incident occurred, which indicates that Bonnie's body was completely crushed. However, other reports indicate that Bonnie is missed by Mega Pizzaplex customers, who seem to inquire about Bonnie quite often, prompting employees to seek a formal response from management regarding his absence, because it makes no sense for Bonnie to be removed from commission just because of Monty's growing popularity. While it's obvious that there was an official request for Bonnie's return, that leaving the real reason for his replacement unanswered. Okay guys, so here's a discussion about the absence of Bonnie the Bunny, our favorite bunny animatronic in the FNAF game Security Breach. While discussing this theory is entirely speculative and not confirmed in the game, it can at least help provide a plausible explanation for Bonnie's mysterious absence and William Afton's gruesome return in Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach. If you have other theories about Bonnie's absence in this game, please tell me in the comments column. Thank you for watching and please support this channel and also stay tuned for other game recaps.